In today's episode, I had a fun and lively conversation with Bebe Hansen. We talked about the importance of presence. We talked about meditation. We talked about its correlates to coaching. I think you're going to enjoy this episode. Why do we run away from something that gives us so much joy and pleasure once you're actually connected with it?
Yeah, why and then what to do with that. So yeah, definitely the why. I think there's lots of different answers to that, or let's say hypothesis to that. I do think it's sort of our what Doug would call our context. So it's the environments that we're in, the organizations that we're working in, the pressure, of the profit margin and the bottom line and to perform. There's a lot of pressure these days. And that's just inside, say, organizational life. And also outside of that, there is a
Hmm.
lot going on in this world. We can acknowledge that without naming all of the things that are happening around us right now, especially in the US and also globally. I mean, there's a war going on, globally. It's just so, and many, I mean, one named war, many others. So it's just, I mean, in our news feeds. So really interesting how the environment is like impinging on our attention, not to mention technology, which is a mixed blessing. I mean, it's giving us information we never had before in an instant. All that's beautiful. And on the other side of that, it's designed to pull our attention. It just pulls our attention. And so it's very easy because of human habit nature to be pulled away from what we're doing right now. I have a 4.5-year-old grandchild who loves Disney movies. She's allowed to see 3, I think, of the whole series so far. Her parents are, my daughter, very, very particular, and rightly so, because she's easily scared. And when she can't wait to watch the movie. And we watched one movie with her. They were here for about a month this summer. Every time I've watched a movie with her, she has such a reaction to stopping it. After the movie's over, she doesn't want to take her bath. She doesn't want to, she gets very, upset and angry about having to end the movie. And to me, that's just a symptom of how we're wired inside. We're very easily pulled into things that are important to us. Back then in the early days of humanness, it was, survival. Well, those still things are there too. I'm not making a really good connection here, but you can get the gist of what I'm saying. So her attention is pulled so easily, and then she doesn't want to stop. So it just tells you about the sort of addictive qualities that can happen for us as humans. So that's one thing. I think the other piece really is what we call habit nature, about the why. This is why people come to coaching because they don't understand why they're not, making progress, why they're not getting the promotion, why their strategies they were using no longer work for them, all those kind of things. Plus, we have this thing we call habit nature, which is basically we call it a bell jar. So it's what we have created around ourselves. It's our personality, you could call it. You could call it ego. It's the way we're built from the inside. It's our conditioning. And at the very base of it, we move toward what we want and we move away from what we don't want. And this, I think, is a core to why our attention goes everywhere or gets pulled or manipulated, if you want to use that word, everywhere else but in us. Because there is a lot of uncomfortableness in us from undigested experiences, from past things that didn't really work out that well. And humans, let's go toward what we want. Let's go toward looking at that, whatever it is, on social media. Let's move toward the extreme vacation that's gets me out of my situation, because there's a lot going on. And this is not to mention culturally, socially, family, all of those things that we're involved with, our personal relationships. There's some old stuff there that needs old beliefs, old assumptions, and old pain. And I'm not saying we're taking that out, but I'm saying that that is a reason why we go out.